I'm a little shy, so bear with me. I have scripture tonight, so listen up. It's from Solomon. It says, I've seen the business that God has given to the sons of men to be busy with. He's made everything beautiful in its time. He's made all things to be enjoyed in its time. Blessings, life, cursing, food. So tonight, lots of people toil to put this on. So let us just rejoice in their toil. Bless the food, bless the company, enjoy. God bless you.
Good evening. Hello. Okay, I'm just going to talk over you. So my name's Kristen. I'm Melissa's matron of honor. I want to take the opportunity to thank everyone for being here to share in this special day. And I especially want to thank Melissa and Brendan for bestowing on me the honor of standing beside them as they pledge their love to one another. Melissa and I have known each other for close to 15 years now. She was working at the company that I started out my first job at when I graduated from college, Enterprise Rental Car. And I heard it all. Yes, we concur. And I was assigned a mentor. And Melissa was my mentor, who later became my boss, and then a friend for life. And I had the privilege of having Melissa and Brendan with me when I got married many years ago. And I'm thrilled and honored to return the favor today. There's an old saying that you should never marry the one you can live with, rather marry the one that you can't live without. And I believe Melissa and Brendan have found that today. So everyone, please raise your glasses to Melissa and Brendan. May your hands forever be clasped in friendship and your hearts join forever in love. Cheers.
I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate Melissa on marrying a man that could have his midlife crisis before he finishes college. This is definitely the first wedding where I have already walked down the aisle with the bride. I was Melissa's partner in Brian and T's wedding. See, that was about 25 years ago, right? So I've known Brendan even longer than that. We were actually born 6 months apart. We were actually potty trained together, so it's been several weeks since I've It might surprise a lot of you to know Brendan now, to learn that he was an abjectly terrible child. Just an absolute nightmare. Brendan became a good and decent person as he became a teenager, which makes no sense, but I saw it. We went through high school together as well. During high school, it was my job to protect Brendan and keep him from getting killed when he stood up to groups of bullies in high school, and sometimes to keep him from getting killed by people sitting at this table.
I had it coming though! I deserved it!
Get out of the way, Owen!
After high school, we both went our separate ways to college. Some of us for a while, some of us for less time. We both joined the military. I joined the Marines, Bren joined the Coast Guard. It's as if we both looked at the Navy and were like that, just not as much.
But better!
I will say that the only time I've been rousted at gunpoint by drug dogs was sitting in a Coast Guard barracks when Brendan had neglected to list me as a guest.
Good judge of character.
I spent 2 hours pinned to a wall by armed MPs with German Shepherds 45 minutes after we'd gone to bed that night. Brendan would meander through what we'll very generously call adulthood, leaving the Coast Guard, traveling to some fun places for work, and it would take a while, but he would find his calling. He's going to be a great counselor. I know, because it's been mine for several decades. I've always depended on Brendan for advice. After one particular rough breakup, I did the only thing I could think of. I called Brendan, and he told me to come see him. I went to see him, and as I moped in a bar in Manhattan, he grabbed me by the shoulders and said, "Someday, we will be loving husbands, doting fathers, and pillars of our community. But today is not that day." Well, Bren, today is one of those days. Just one. Seriously though, as good of a counselor as Brendan is going to be, can you imagine what a terrible patient he would be? You would just lose the hour every time. Every time. So I had a dream. I walked into a bar. There were 12 taps. Only 8 were working. Or was it 7? I think it was 8. Anyway, I don't. That joke is actually an homage to the man who should be at this microphone. And right now, wherever you are, just know that we all miss you very much. I'd like to take 1 minute and have you all consider the good things in Brendan's life right now. Graduating from college, moving home to be with family, getting married, finding a career, losing 50 pounds. I want you to think of the common thread in all those things. It's Melissa. So Melissa, thank you for taking such good care of my cousin. I'm so happy for him. And as long as you don't mind that he is allergic to vacuuming, cooking, cleaning, and laundry, I'm sure he will keep you happy. So, in our shared spirit of maple tradition, I ask you good people to charge your glasses and be upstanding, and toast Mr. and Mrs. Brendan and Melissa Gebler. Thank you.
Good evening. I don't have anything in writing. I don't know about that. But I can tell you one thing. Last night I heard a lot of talk about blessings. And I was hesitant. I said, gee, what am I going to do down here? Try to explain to people about blessings. My goodness. Everybody was telling me about blessings. I can go back 45 years when I was out of work. I quit college. And I prayed, dear Lord, I need a wife. And I need a job. A couple days later, my mother was out front, weeding the garden. And she was telling me about this beautiful girl. Came down the street. She was always cordial. Always spoke to her. So, I checked out an ad for a job. I went to apply. God had me on his mind that day. He's a friendly fellow because I not only got a job, but the lady that married me happened to be the girl that my mother was talking about. And I've been married for 45 years, so I got a job. And then, 4 years later, after ridicule, when there was nothing wrong with either one of us, we prayed again for a child. Just like God said, I'll send you that child when I see fit. You ain't taking that kid. Good Lord sent me this child. So, for everybody, in all your blessings, celebrate my blessings with me as well. And thank you.
First of all, I have to insist, before we leave tonight, Melissa has to change her phone listing because I have lost a niece today and gained a daughter. Thank you. So, I don't know if everyone realized or not, but the song that Brendan and Melissa chose for him to dance with his mother was sung by his brother Ryan. And not surprisingly, that destroyed his mother. And she had a hard time with that. But for the other folks who did not realize that and didn't get a chance to know Ryan, as you could hear from Owen, and you will see from the other members of the Finnegan family extended, that Ryan was a very large part of this family. And I didn't think it was appropriate. We know Ryan is here in spirit, but I thought I needed to share with each of you a little bit of his charm, his humor, and yes, his irreverence. And I want to particularly apologize to the Carle family and friends. But I want to read a poem that Ryan wrote a number of years ago. And you can appreciate that Ryan had, as many of the members of the extended family had, a great love for family and a great love for being Irish. So I want to read this, and I am afraid I'm getting old. I need a little light. This is Ryan's poem. Here's to being Irish. This is to our mother's prayers, to our father's call of wisdom every day. Here's to our ancestors past, to our relatives far away. This is to our cousins who look for all goodwill, to our courageous aunts and uncles who fill us with a meal, to the fighters within us who would die before they quit, to our good friends beside us who get us in all kinds of shenanigans, to the storytellers who will stay up to the middle of the night, to those of us that do good and will fight to make it right, to the Jameson and the Guinness in our glass, to the drunk who always falls on his ass, to the bagpipes that heal us and the fiddle that brings us to life, to the love of a woman and a beautiful, caring wife, to our broken hearts and hardship ways, to know that tomorrow will be better than today. This is for our grandparents that watch over us then and now. And thank the Lord for them, because we could have ended up Italian. Here's to our mother country, which I dedicate this poem and want her to know one day we're all coming home. Here's to the country that adopted us and gave us new reasons, land of the free, home of the brave, and all of our freedom. Here's to the Lord above us, this bread we eat to get by, who needed us in heaven and gave his only son to die. Finally, here's to our sisters, whose beauty and innocence there is no other, and also to our brothers who would die this day for us to live another. Here's to the Irish. Cheers your glasses till they shatter, because friends and family is all that ever matters. As a gift to the couple, I have that phone, a frame for you.